Maglalabas naman ang Senate Blue Ribbon Subcommittee ng show cause order sa mga ipinatawag na resource person, subalit hindi naman dumalo sa pagdinig hinggil sa issue ng Makati Parking Building. Dismayado si Chairperson Senator Coco Pimentel at mga miyembro ng subcommittee sa tila pambabaliwala ni Makati Mayor Junjun Binay at ilan pang opisyal ng lungsod sa pinadalang sabpina ng komite. Ayon kay Pimentel, kailangang ipaliwanag ng mga inimbitahang resource person at ang dahilan ng hindi nila pagsipot sa investigasyong upang hindi ma-cite for contempt. Bago ito ay sinabi ni Senator Antonio Trillanes IV na dapat pilitin ng komite ang mga resource person na dumalo sa mga susunod na pagdinig. Muli ring hinamon ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano si Vice President Jejo Marbinay na humarap sa Senado upang ipaliwanag ang mga alegasyong ipinupukol sa kanya.
Okay.
So, ano ba yung yung pinag-uusapan nilang jurisdiction ko?
Hindi, kasi sinasabi nila na pini-question nila yung right ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee to continue with the hearings because sabi nila hindi na angkop yung ginagawa ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee sa trabaho ng Senado. So, ina-assert nila it's in aid of demolition, not in aid of legislation. So, yun yung argument nila. Of course, ang panig ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee is that dalhin ninyo kami sa Korte Suprema dahil ito yung karapatan namin. No? At kung pagbabatayan natin yung mga decisions ng Korte Suprema, halos lahat ang sinasabi na kung merong nagque-question sa investigation ng Senate, they always say na in aid of legislation yan.
Pero do you think, Kong, talaga they're doing it in aid of legislation? Or parang medyo bumaboundary na rin sa talagang...
Well, may right kasi ang legislative branch to do oversight. No? And I think this is within their oversight powers to find out talaga kung may katiwalian na nangyari sa isang proyekto, no? Para malaman kung saan nagkakaroon ng loophole ang batas. No? Kung may loophole ang batas, kailangan i-amendahan yung batas para hindi magamit yung loophole sa susunod.
Pati yung mga kunyari, yung mga allegations na yung paglusob kunyari sa bahay ni Heidi Mendoza.
Well, wala naman report. Although, yun nga.
Is that necessary?
Si Heidi naman ang nagsabi niyan eh, hindi naman ang mga senador. So bahala iugnay na lang ni Heidi kung paano yung i-attach yung pag-raid sa bahay niya o paglusob sa bahay niya o pagpasok sa kanyang testimonya. So hindi naman kailangan tignan na yan.
Oo. Okay. What else?
Hindi,
wait.
ang importante dito yung lumabas sa Pulse Asia survey. Dahil 'di ba sinasabi ng ating Pangulo, he will listen to the bosses. And it seems that in the Pulse Asia survey, 6 out of 10 don't want him anymore to run. And what is also clear in the Pulse Asia survey, 62% don't want the Constitution amended.
Amended, yeah.
So, yun yung maliwanag sa Pulse Asia survey. Of course, that was during September 8 to 15. Yung statements ng ating Pangulo, binigay niya yan noong August. No? So, I don't know if this will change the mind of the President.
Oo, kasi sabi naman niya, di ba, pakikinggan niya kung ano ang sabi ng kanyang boss.
So yun.
We'll see.
We will see.
Ako nga, I don't want the Constitution change, but on economic provisions, I'm a little flexible doon. And in questioning sa survey naman, was very vague daw. All they said was kung tutol o hindi, pagpalitan ang Constitution, hindi in-explain. Sana they have another one if the people want an amendment, if it has to do with economic provisions, because that's totally different.
Well, ginawa naman ng, kung titignan yung surveys, there was still also another question. Of the 62% that said that they didn't want the Constitution amended now, I think it was 30 or 32% that said at another time, while 30% said totally ayaw nila. So yun yung
50-50 sila on the 60%.
Yes. Yun dun lumalabas. So ito ay baka ang tinitignan, pwede rin sabihin, sana may question. Ano yung form ng amendment na gusto nila? Constituent Assembly ba or Constitutional Convention? Sana may ganun na tanong para at least maging maliwanag rin sa ating mambabatas kung ano ang papayagan taong bayan sa forma ng pag-amyenda ng ating saligang batas.
Tsaka explain yung, a little education sa kanila kung ano yung difference ng CONAS and CONCON. And benefits,
yan.
di ba?
Well, I think may konting kaalaman na nila sila tungkol sa CONAS. Yung CONAS, Constituent Assembly, ang mga mambabatas ang mag-aamyenda ng ating saligang batas, habang yung Constitutional Convention, pipili tayo ng iba't ibang mga delegado na hindi kasali ang mga mambabatas, na sila mismo ang mag-aaral at magdidesisyon kung ano ang magiging saligang batas.
That's why I think sa 87, is that in Constitution, yung kay President Cory, he had Father Bernas there and other different people.
Yes.
Because it was in the form of CONCON.
No, it was a constitutional commission.
Commission naman yun.
Because under the emergency powers of the President. So, under the emergency powers of the President, dahil tayo ay under a revolutionary form of government, no, the President appointed members. It was not even elected. Appointed members to sit down, 50 of them, to draft the 1986
So that's why it was, sabi nga nila, slightly rushed and very vague daw ang may mga gray areas daw.
Well, hindi naman. Kasi dumaan naman yan sa the same proseso sa paggawa ng batas. Dumaan sa consultations, dumaan sa mga expert witnesses. As a matter of fact, I remember yung aking lolo tinawag rin ng Constitutional Commission para magbigay ng kanyang kuro-kuro tungkol dito. So dun yung sinasabi natin, umupo yung mga experts. Kung titignan mo yung roster, talagang magagaling na mga abogado at well represented yung ibang sektor. Ngayon, of course, ang sinasabi ng iba, bakit in such a short time ginawa? Dahil revolutionary. Cory wanted to get away from a revolutionary situation. She wanted to let go of her revolutionary powers, no? So she wanted immediately to form the structure of the government, have elections para yung absolute power mawala sa kanya.
Pero kung medyo hypothetical lang yung iniisip ko, is it possible or was there a time na yung dalawang klase ng komisyon pwedeng pagsamahin? Kasi total sa nakikita natin, hindi naman lahat ng batas na dapat ipasa ang mga abogado lang ang nag-iisip, or there should be a time na ito namang grupo ng mga hindi abogado or sa masa naman dapat mapasa yung desisyon.
Well, yun nga yung yung sa experience sa Constitutional Commission, I think President Cory at the time made sure that the 50 were well represented. May farmers, may si Lino Broca was there, may clergy, no, may mga abogado, may businessmen.
So, may representative sa kada.
area.
So, ngayon, kaya nga doon nagsimula yung party list din, no, na ngayon abused. At kailangan i-amend rin para mahinto yung pag mag-create ka na lang ng party list, hindi ka naman marginalized sector. No, yun yung abuse dito. So ngayon, ang kinikilala ng ating saligang batas ay dalawang forms of change. Yung isa through a constituent assembly and yung isa through a constitutional convention.
Pero ang argument kasi ng iba kong that this came, I'm just relaying, that this constitution was drafted and it came from yung mga mindset ng mga tao that it came from a dictatorship. So wherein most of the bills, or most of the parts of the constitution that were drafted daw, were would address what Marcos yung to counter that a lot of provisions daw.
Kung titignan mo, it was only the power of the legislature and the judiciary to look into the powers of the president to declare martial law, declare war, state of emergency. Pwede nilang tignan ito dahil ito ay may requirement ang Pangulo na mag-report sa Kongreso. Tapos it does not even stop a citizen from questioning yung basis ng isang Pangulo na magdeklara, pupunta naman sa Supreme Court.
Okay.
So yun lang. Ngayon, yung ibang mga matters, yung economic provisions na sinasabi outdated, most of them we took also from the 1935 Constitution. So it was not necessarily just reaction to Marcos. Yung pinaka-reaction lang dyan, yung safeguards from abuse.
Saka yung
one term
ng Pangulo. Kasi sinasabi nga ng ibang tao na hindi naman sa walang problema, but you know, it's not just Pinoy na pinoproblema nila na mag-second term. Tatakot sila pag natapos na si Pinoy sa kanyang term, may isang presidente or mahahala na presidente na mag-aabuso.
Well, in real,
yung
there's
second
nothing
term.
wrong with having a second term as long as it's
Yeah.
in the Constitution.
Exactly.
Ang nagiging problema dito pag gusto ng Pangulo mag-extend ng beyond the second term, anong ginawa nung panahon ni Marcos? Nag-declare ng martial law.
Yeah, magkakaabuso nga the next.
Pag magkaroon ng martial law, wala na yung check na nangyari. Ang naging check ngayon dito, we make sure that the Congress is operational, they're open. The President has to make a report to Congress within, I think, 100 days. Why there's a need to declare a martial law or not, no? And then, of course, it allows a citizen to go up to the Supreme Court immediately to question the basis. Hindi pwedeng sabihin ng Korte Suprema, ay political question yan. No? So, kailangan tingnan yung basis. At kung walang basis, pwedeng i-declare unconstitutional ng Korte Suprema.